Getting back on track when you've lost focus on your goals is probably the difference between getting what you want and living a life where you're constantly failing. The reason I'm saying get back on track is because I'm actually very bad at staying focused. I'm constantly spotting new things to do, or a shiny object here, or losing the motivation on a project. And what I'm very good at is getting back on track and having another go, refocusing myself and actually finding the path again. And the reason that you want to be able to do this, and I'm going to explain how I do it, is because it's inconceivable, unless you're someone like Elon Musk, it's inconceivable that you're going to be able to stay in one straight direction the entire time. As you grow and as you progress and learn, there's going to be constantly things which appear in your eye line which seem like good ideas, or you're going to find a new way of doing something, or you're going to learn something new and it's going to open another door to you. And being able to get back on track, not just in the micro, so get back on track with the work that you're currently doing, so the document you're making, for example, but also the macro, which is getting back on track with the goal that you've set yourself. So I'm very bad at staying on track. I constantly get off the path, but I'm very good at getting back on the path. And I'm going to explain now how I get back on the path. I've mentioned in other videos that a journal is the most helpful thing for me. It's one of the most helpful tools I have is journaling. And so I'm writing in this book every day, and I will quickly notice how I'm feeling and write down exactly, I'm feeling a bit unfocused today, or if my goal is to try and get to 10,000 a month, which it is now, am I actually doing the things that I need to do to get on the goal? So when I write down what I've done in the day and I give it a read back, it's very clear. It's very, very clear whether I'm actually working towards this. And I will very quickly see, okay, that goal I set myself of 100 cold calls a day, I only did 15 today. Or maybe you have one day where you don't film a YouTube video. And then the momentum is gone. Ask yourself honestly now, can you stay on track with perfect momentum? No, you can't, and I can't either. So if we can't stay on track with perfect momentum, the next best thing is to be able to get back on track as fast as possible. And if you can get back on track faster than average, then you have a higher than average chance of actually succeeding. So what you're going to need to be doing, and this is what I do, is journaling every day. And at the end of the day, writing down what was it that you did today. This can be specifically for work, but I actually think if you write down and you keep a journal, you're going to look back on these in 5 years, 10 years, and you're going to love them. Having a record of everything that you did and the emotions you were feeling and the things you were struggling with is extremely valuable. You will want them. Your future family will want to look at them. If you make it big, these things will sell. That's obviously not what you want to be thinking of when you write them down. These are your personal thoughts. But the step one of actually getting back on track is to write down every day what you've been doing. Okay. Step two is to actually have something that you're going towards. How do you know if you have got off track if you don't actually know what it is you're aiming for? So I know that the thing I'm working towards now is 10 grand a month. I want my business to be making £10,000 a month. And I've done a big planning session where I said, this is my goal, £10,000 a month. These are the daily actions that I need to do. That's actually a good video. If you want me to make a video on how I broke down 10,000 a month and how I decided what I was going to do every day, write a comment below and say, make this video, and I will make that video. I'm not at that goal yet, but I did a very good exercise for working out what is the daily tasks that I need to do. So number one is use your journal every day. Number two is have a goal and break down that goal into your daily tasks. These two are crucial together because if you write down at the end of the day what it was that you did, and you also have a list already of what you were meant to have done in the day, you know you're off focus. Yeah? Step 3 is the next day, when you get up to do the work, is to make those daily tasks the absolute priority. And if you've lost momentum because you've taken a few days off those daily tasks, or you started a new project, you need to kill that new project. If you are not keeping up with your daily tasks, which you've said yourself are going to get you to the goal, you need to kill the new project. Those things can only be done when the daily tasks are done. The daily tasks you've set yourself for the goal. Yeah? And if, when you're writing down your journal and you keep missing these daily tasks, the only time you are allowed to not do those daily tasks and move on to another project is if you sit down and you look at your goal and you say, that is no longer the goal that I want to strive for. If you've sat down and you've honestly gone through and said, okay, I don't want this goal anymore. Maybe I want to chase this goal, or I don't really know what I want to do. These are the new daily tasks. That's the only time you're not allowed to do your daily tasks. And that's the only time that you can go and work on another project before they're done. Constantly starting new side projects and new shiny objects is the biggest and fastest way I've found that I get completely overwhelmed. I start a new website here. I start doing a different sales method rather than cold calling and sending letters. And suddenly my daily task list is not getting done, but my day is completely full of all of this other startup for the idea. And then what happens? Because these new things are only partially towards the actual main goal that I've sat down and said this is my one desire, because those are not really connected. After those 3 days of motivation and dopamine for the new project are gone, guess what happens to those ones? Those projects also die. They just end up in my Google Drive, not completed. I know I'm guilty of this, and I think you are probably guilty of this too. So to get back on track, you need to be daily writing in your journal. This will help you in so many more ways than just this. But if you're daily writing in your journal and you've got your goal in your mind and you know what daily tasks you've said are going to get you towards that goal, you can easily do a comparison. Then the next day when you wake up, you will have written down why. You will have reaffirmed to yourself why you are doing this. And so when you wake up the next day and you immediately start working on those daily tasks, that's when you start building the momentum for it again. And all progress comes from momentum. And if you want the big progress days, that's when you've got 5, 6, 7 days worth of momentum behind you. And the only way you get those 6, 7, 8 days of momentum behind you is if, when you've fallen off and you've not even got one momentum behind you, you get back onto your daily tasks. And that is what you're going to do. Daily journaling, have your goals, know your daily tasks, no new projects until those daily tasks are sorted. I hope this helps. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, and a comment. See you later. Bye.